Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a comedy thriller film called Better Watch Out from 2016. Enjoy your viewing. The movie begins in a snowy neighborhood with a festive atmosphere of Christmas being celebrated by everyone. A woman named Ashley does not share the festive mood because she cannot spend this Christmas with her family. Garrett thinks that Luke is too young for Ashley, but Luke is determined to make his plan work. Shortly afterwards, Ashley arrives and is greeted by Luke's parents, who are already getting ready for the Christmas party. It turns out that Ashley has been Luke's nanny for a long time, since he was a toddler, which explains why his parents trust her to take care of the now more disobedient teenager Luke. Luke's mother tells Ashley that Luke has started sleepwalking again, so Ashley will have to leave a pencil on his doorknob to know if he is in his room at night. When Luke's parents leave, Ashley talks to her boyfriend Ricky, who insists on going out with her, but she refuses. Over time, it becomes clear that Luke wants to show her that he is no longer a boy. He starts performing various stunts to demonstrate his courage and maturity, and tries to impress her. When Ashley goes to the kitchen to drink a bottle of champagne, she finds the back door open and closes it. She receives a call from Ricky again and ends the conversation because of an argument between them that irritates her. Even though Luke knows that her boyfriend is constantly calling her, it doesn't stop him from trying to please her. Then Ashley gets a call on the kitchen phone, but no one answers, so she goes to watch a horror movie with Luke. Luke tells her that a girl shouldn't be dating a guy like Ricky, but Ashley shuts him up by saying that Luke is still too young. She mentions that she forgot to order a pizza, but just then they hear the doorbell ring and see the pizza delivery man. Ashley tells the delivery man that she didn't order the pizza, but Luke suggests that his father might have ordered it and takes it. They end up eating the pizza and watching a horror movie together. Luke continues to try to impress the girl, even going so far as to put his hand on her body, which makes her feel a little ambivalent. This is all interrupted by a phone call, which Ashley answers. She comes back to sit next to him after the conversation, and they watch the movie for a while longer, until Luke suddenly tries to kiss her, which pushes her away and scares her. As a result, Ashley stands up, resolutely refusing his advances. Ashley receives a call from a man who tells her that he is watching her. She goes to the window in the backyard, but sees no one there. She then discovers that the back door is open, and quickly asks Luke to hand her the phone, but he accidentally throws it into the fish tank. The same man turns out to be Garrett, who planned to play a prank on Ashley by scaring her. Then, suddenly, she hears a noise coming from the top floor. Ashley takes a kitchen knife and goes up the stairs to check if everything is okay. She is followed by two boys. They find that someone has broken the window on the second floor by throwing a brick at it. Ashley tries to make a call using the landline and is surprised that there is no signal. The three of them figure out that they can no longer connect to the internet and can't make calls through the landline. They plan to escape in Ashley's car, but discover that someone has slashed the tire with a knife. Garrett goes downstairs and finds that a brick says they must not leave the house or they will die. Garrett begins to panic and ignores the warning, running to the front yard where he is eliminated by an unknown figure. Frightened, Ashley and Luke hide from the criminal. They decide to hide in the attic, avoiding the mysterious figure who has now entered the house. Luckily, the criminal doesn't realize they are in the attic, so he leaves the room. Ashley is frightened by the spider and almost falls from the attic, but Luke saves her. After that, they go downstairs and Luke goes to get the gun hidden in his parents' room. He takes Ashley to another room, although the criminal is still wandering around the house. The man enters the room, and Ashley soon realizes that his mask belongs to Luke. She forces the perpetrator to take off the mask, and it turns out that it is Garrett. As a result, Ashley is very angry when she finds out that Luke was trying to get her to like him by scaring her and arranging the rescue. Now enraged at the failure of the plan, Luke punches Ashley so hard that she falls down the stairs, losing consciousness. When Ashley regains consciousness, she realizes that she is tied to a chair, while Luke and Garrett are walking around the house calmly. Luke confesses his feelings for Ashley, despite their age difference. The two boys force her to play a game of truth or dare, in which Luke demands to know if Ashley has had any contact with other men, and Garrett challenges Luke to scare her by touching her body. Garrett and Luke begin to argue, with Garrett telling Luke that he must touch Ashley, but Luke refuses to do so. When Ashley is left alone in the room, she finds a flashlight, takes it, and sends out a distress call. However, she is caught when Luke and Garrett return and the flashlight is taken away. Luke then forces her to drink a drink that will make her forget everything when she wakes up the next day. But she hits the bottle, and it breaks. Suddenly, someone rings the doorbell and Ashley tries to scream for help, but is stopped. Luke turns on the loud music on the stereo and discovers that it is Ricky, who is standing at the door, and says that he came to see Ashley after receiving a text message from her. Luke tells Ricky that Ashley is annoyed and doesn't want to see him anymore. Ricky decides to leave, but asks Luke to give her the bouquet of flowers he brought. But when Luke opens the door to take the bouquet, Ricky forces his way into the house. In another room, Ashley falls to the floor and picks up a glass shard. Luke tells Ricky that Ashley is in the attic. When Ricky goes upstairs to look for her, Luke takes a baseball bat from his own room and incapacitates Ricky. The two boys start fighting on the floor. Then Garrett comes in with a gun in his hand. Luke seizes the opportunity and knocks Ricky out. Ricky is now tied to another chair next to Ashley, and at this point it becomes clear that Luke was the one who texted Ricky from Ashley's phone. Garrett didn't know that this was also part of Luke's plan, so he argues with Luke, but he somehow calms him down and resolves the conflict. After that, Luke makes Ashley call her ex-boyfriend, Jeremy, and ask him to come over. The girl doesn't do it, so Luke calls him himself. Meanwhile, Ashley uses this opportunity to start freeing herself from the chair using a glass shard. Ricky deliberately distracts Luke, who is forced to clean the floor, and goes outside to throw away the rag. While he's gone, Ashley unties one of her legs and then the other. Unfortunately, the situation only gets worse for Ricky as Luke and Garrett drag him out of the room. Luke is clearly feeling jealous. He doesn't like the fact that Ashley has another man in her life. As a result, Luke comes up with an idea to hurt Ricky. Meanwhile, in the other room, Ashley is completely free of the ropes. She holds a gun and threatens Luke that she won't let him hurt Ricky. But then Luke sends Ricky to the other side forever. Ashley and Garrett stand shocked, holding their breath at the horrific sight. Ashley pulls the trigger, but it turns out that the gun is not loaded. She then tries to run out of the house, but her efforts are futile as Luke drags her back inside again. He ties her up again and happily walks out onto the porch. Garrett is obviously shocked and annoyed by Ricky's death. Later, Jeremy arrives at the front door and Luke greets him warmly. Luke tells Jeremy that Ashley wants a letter of apology from him before she meets with him. Unbeknownst to Jeremy, Luke has devised an elaborate plan to eliminate him. In the end, having put his plan into action, the guy manages to send Jeremy to the other side as well. Garrett changes his mind after Ashley makes him realize that Luke is not a good friend, and that he is only using and manipulating Garrett for his own benefit. Unfortunately for him, when he tries to free her, that infuriates Luke, and he shoots Garrett for touching Ashley. Luke yells at Garrett, saying that he made him do it. Luke eventually makes the final shot, sending him to the next world. After witnessing everything that happened, Ashley loses hope. Luke tells her how his mother once cared for him and loved him, but then she stopped, and he doesn't know why. Ashley claims that she knows why, but she remains silent and does not answer. Enraged, Luke ends it all with a knife. With no one else alive, Luke happily starts walking around the house, arranging the bodies and creating a fake crime scene. Finally, he goes to bed and remembers to leave a pencil on the doorknob. Unable to do so, he decides to enter his room through the window. Later, when his parents finally arrive, Luke pretends to be asleep in his bed, seemingly unaware of everything that has happened in the house. His mother hugs him and the police and paramedics are called to the scene. At this point, it is clear that Luke is pleased with his success. But it's not over yet, as one of the medics shouts that someone else is still alive. It turns out to be Ashley. Luke looks out the window in horror as Ashley is lifted into the ambulance. Ashley notices Luke in his room looking at her, and she gives him the middle finger. Before the movie ends, Luke is terrified that Ashley will tell the police. He tells his mother that he is very worried about Ashley, and wants to visit her in the hospital. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klonsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.